right here on Election First, coming to you live and direct from our latest studio complex. Studio R located here at Brebu Place, Colombo. Bringing you the news, I'm Tarusha Kumarasinghe. Good evening, Birthday.
Good evening, Tarusha. Very good evening to you. Let's now take a look at headlines.
A challenge from Sajid Prema to Mahinda Rajapakse. Requests explanation for 4 secret agreements. Vimal Veeravancha says the vote of Hizbullah or anyone who supports extremism is not needed. Gotabaya pledges to provide state sector employment to all poor families. Vasanta Senanayake pledges his support to Gotabaya Rajapakse. President declares open the new army headquarters building.
Taking a look at your top story this evening, presidential candidate Sajid Prema has challenged opposition leader Mahinda Rajapakse to provide an explanation regarding several factors.
The letter challenging Mahinda Rajapakse requests an explanation regarding the secret agreements with Pillayan, Varadaraja Perumal, Karuna Amman and MLAM Hizbullah. Minister Sajid Prema points out that Mahinda Rajapakse had pledged to release Pillayan, who is currently in prison for the charge of murdering an MP while he was engaged in religious observances on the day of Christmas, in a bid to obtain his support. Sajid Prema questions as to whether the people of the East will be allowed to live in fear after Pillayan, who forced the children of the people of the East to fight for Elam, is released. He questions Mahinda Rajapakse as to what pledges have been provided to garner the support of Varadaraja Perumal, who raised the Elam flag to illegally proclaim an Elam state. Sajid Prema challenges the opposition leader to explain the secret agreement with Karuna Amman, who killed 600 police officers and is responsible for bombing the temple of the sacred tooth relic and the murders in Arantalava. He further challenges Mahinda Rajapakse to reveal the secret agreement with MLAM Hizbullah, against whom allegations were raised as being a terrorist connected to the April 21st attack. Sajid Prema says that the alliance of Mahinda Rajapakse is comprised of all the forms of extremism that this country has ever seen. The letter says, since Mahinda Rajapakse's brother does not have the courage to face me for a debate, the people of the country are awaiting for Mahinda Rajapakse to provide an answer to the 4 questions that have been raised.
MP Vimal Veeravancha and MP Udayagam had a media briefing in Polonnaruwa today.
They have planned many conspiracies in order to hinder the victory. They claim that we bribed Hizbullah for promoting Gotabaya Rajapakse as the second preferential vote. We would like to clearly state that we do not accept any support from anyone who is linked to terrorism and was on the side of Zaharan. Therefore, if anyone, including Hizbullah, claims that we bribed them to make alliances and support for Gotabaya Rajapakse, it is not our doing but a result of various conspiracies against us.
මේ දිනවල තවදුරටත් කතා බහට ලක් වෙනවා ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මහතාගේ ඇමරිකානු පුරවැසි භාවය තව මේ නීතියානුකූලව ඉවත් කරන්න නැහැ කියලා. එහෙම නීතියානුකූල ලිවිලක් ලැබිලා තියෙනවාද මේ ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මහතාගේ ඇමරිකානු පුරවැසි භාවය ඉවත් කරගත්ත එක? 100% ශ්‍රී ලාංකික පුරවැසියෙක් ඇමරිකානු පුරවැසි භාවයේ කිසිම සම්බන්ධයක් හදලා නැහැ. වසන්ත සේනානායක එක්සත් ජාතිපක්ෂයෙන් ඉවත් වෙලා ඊයේ ප්‍රකාශයක් සිදු කරා. මේ සම්බන්ධව මොකද හිතන්නේ? මෙතුමා ඉවත් වීම සම්බන්ධව ඔබතුමාලගේ මොකක් හරි යම්කිසි හිතවත්කමකට ඉවත් වුණාද? එහෙමත් චෝදනාවක් කරනවා එක්සත් ජාතිපක්ෂය. වසන්ත සේනානායක මැතිතුමන් මේ රට පුරවැසියෙක් විදියට එතුමාට සම්පූර්ණ අයිතිය තියෙනවා කාටද සහාය දෙන්න කියලා තියෙන එක. නේද වෙන කට්ටිය බලපෑම් කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ.
Now the following is the heated conversation that took place in Parliament last evening during the debate on the adjournment motion.
Varadaraja, who once held the Elam flag, stands on your political stage now. Now Hizbullah signed an agreement with Zaharan. Where is Hizbullah now? He is contesting to support Gotabaya Rajapakse. His second preference would be Gotabaya Rajapakse. When he unveiled his manifesto, he requested everyone to give their second preference to Gotabaya Rajapakse. This is where Hizbullah, who entered into agreements with Zaharan in Kathankudi, stands today.
MP Mujibur Rahman spoke of a second preference. We have not spoken about a second, and we will not keep room for a second preference to be counted during the upcoming presidential election.
It was Hizbullah who told to cast their second preference to Gotabaya Rajapakse. Do you know he made such a statement? No, he is not related to me, even distantly. Mahinda Rajapakse urged Hizbullah to contest the upcoming election. There was a meeting between Hizbullah and Mahinda Rajapakse where Hizbullah wanted to support Gotabaya Rajapakse's political campaign. But Mahinda Rajapakse told Hizbullah to join them during the next election and to contest the upcoming election separately and break off the votes from the Muslim community. Mahinda Rajapakse told Hizbullah that he could join him during the general elections. This is no lie. Can Hizbullah win the presidential election? No, he can never win. So why is he contesting? Because he can break off about 15,000 or from the votes Sajid Prema will obtain from the Muslim community. The April attacks was a massive drawback to our country. However, the people of the country now have realized who were behind Zaharan's attacks, who coordinated the bombs, who paid Zaharan's salary. The entire country supported Zaharan. DIG Nalaka Silva, testifying at the Parliament Special Committee, revealed this information. This is the report. Take a look at section 2. His testimony is stated in from page 111 until page 135. Nalaka Silva says he was prepared with all the documents and had presented the B report to the Colombo House Court to obtain an open warrant. As I obtained the open warrant, he arrested me, claiming that I had plans to assassinate the president Rajapakse. Who said these things? These were revealed through of the former DIG at the TID Nalaka Silva. So it is clear, Zaharan was used to achieve someone's political objectives. In order to gain power, they used the lives of people as bait.
Firstly, Mujibur Rahman was to present several proposals. Now leaders representing the Tamil communities have presented a few proposals. However, the leaders representing the Muslim communities have not presented any proposals. Several political parties have presented various proposals on behalf of the Muslim community. Within this political stage, it is very clear, other than benefiting from the taxpayers' monies, these Muslim leaders have no intention to serve the Muslim community.
Former Chief Minister of the Northeast Vandaraja Perumal expressed these views on Newsline today.
උතුරු නැගෙනහිර පළාත් සභාවේ පළවෙනි මහා ඇමතිතුමා වර්ධරාජා පෙරුමාල් මැතිතුමා ආයුබෝවන් මහා ඇමතිතුමා
ආයුබෝවන්
කොහොමද අපිට දැනගන්න ලැබුණා මෙවර ඔබතුමාගේ සහාය හිමි වෙන්නේ ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමාට කියලා.
අපි රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමාට අපි සපෝට් දෙනවා. ගෝතබා රාජපක්ෂ තමයි ඒක ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේෂන් මේ එෆිෂන්ට් ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේටර්.
ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳ පරිපාලකයෙක් නිසා
පරිපාලන කරන්න පුළුවන්.
චෝදනාවක් තියෙනවා ඔබතුමාට. ඔබතුමා මහා ඇමතිව සිටියේදී උතුරු නැගෙනහිර පළාත් සභාවේ වර්ධරාජා පෙරුමාල් මහා ඇමතිතුමා ඊලාම් කොඩියේ ඉසවුවා කියලා. ඇත්තද?
ඒක බොරු. නෝවෙයාර්. ඒ වාගේ කොඩි නැහැ. ඒක මගේ ඒ කොඩි තමයි ඒක I flew the ඒ කොඩි ඒක දැන් උත්තර පළාත් සභාවේ කොඩි තමයි මම උසාරා.
ඔව් ඒ කොඩියේ මොකද්ද තිබුණ ලකුණ?
නේ ඒක කොඩිය ඒක කලර් තුනයි තියෙනවා. ඒක සන් පික්චර් තියෙනවා.
ඔබතුමාට ඕන උනේ නෑ උතුරු නැගෙනහිර බෙදා ගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ වෙනම රාජ්‍යයක් පිහිටවන්න ඔබ
ඒක නෙවර්
කිසිම අවස්ථාවක ඔබතුමා රට බෙදන්න කටයුතු කළේ
නෑ ඒක ඉස්සරහා 1983 ඉඳලා ඒක 1987 ටයිම් එකට අපි ඒ වාගේ ප්‍රචාර කරා තා.
දැන් ඔබතුමාට තව තියෙනවා චෝදනාවක්. ඔබතුමා යුද්ධේ කාලේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව දාලා ඉන්දියාවට ගිහිල්ලා හැංගිලා හිටියා කියලා.
ඒ වෙලාවේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ජනාධිපති රණසිංහ ප්‍රේමදාස ශ්‍රී ලංකා හැමදාම LTT හැමදාම දෙකම එකතුව අපිට වෙඩි දැම්මා.
එතකොට ඔබතුමා මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ජනාධිපතිතුමා සමයේ කොහෙද හිටියේ?
නේ මේ වෙලාවේ මම මෙතන ආවේ නෑ.
ඔබතුමා ඉන්දියාවේද හිටියේ?
ඉන්දියාව තමයි ඉන්න ඕන. මම යුරෝපයේ ගියේ නෑ. මම ඇමරිකා ගියේ නෑ. ඉලෙක්ෂන් එකට වෙර තියෙනවානේ. ඊට ආවට පස්සේ අපි කරමු.
ඔබට ලැබෙන තනතුර මොකද්ද ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමා ජනාධිපති වුණොත්?
නෑ මට මොකද උන්නේ නෑ. මම ජනතාවට සේවා කරන්න තමයි එතන ඉන්නවා.
හැබැයි ජනතාවට නිකන් සේවය කරන්න බෑ. ඔබතුමාට මොනවා හරි පදවියක් ඕනේ ජනතාවට සේවය
බලමු. ඒක බලමු. දැන් ඒක
ඔබතුමාගේ හිත ඇතුලේ තිබෙනවා මොකද්ද පදවිය කියලා.
ඒක නෑ ඒ භාගය මොකුත් නෑ. ඒක බොහොම කට්ටිය තියෙනවා. ඒක ඕනේ කියලා. මට ඒ වාගේ මොකුත් අයිඩියා නෑ.
කරුණා අම්මාන් පිල්ලයන් ඔබතුමා සාකච්ඡා කරලා තියෙනවද ඉදිරි වැඩ
ඒක විතරයි නෙවෙයි ඒක අනිත් කට්ටියත් අපි පබ්ලික් එකට ප්‍රොමිස් කරලා තියෙනවා ඒක ඒ වගේ කරනවා කියලා අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා.
Remaining in the political arena this evening, up next, we take a look at some views expressed by parliamentarian Manu Shananayakar in a media briefing he held in Colombo.
Yesterday, future President Sajith Premadasa said no person who is accused for aiding corruption or directly involved in corruption will be given a ministerial position. Today, we challenge our opponent, the American candidate Gotabaya Rajapakse, to declare a similar statement in front of the people and the country. Varadaraja Perumal, who wanted to separate state, and Karuna Amman, who killed scores of Buddhist monks, are in their side. They promised to release Pilyan, who is connected to many murders in the eastern province, because they wanted to get him in their camp. Vigneshwaran is an extreme racist who wants a separate part of the country. The opponent camp is accusing us, but at the same time, they are involving with people with such backgrounds. They are a group who will do anything to get votes. I clearly state that Sajith Premadasa has not gained support by agreeing to any conditions or signing any agreements with any faction. Sajith Premadasa's only agreement is with the people.
කිසිදු ලියවිල්ලක් මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඇති කරගෙන නැහැ කියන කාරණාවත් මම පැහැදිලිව සඳහන් කරනවා.
You're watching Prime Time News. Let's now cross over to short commercial break.
We lived a difficult life without water. We wait on the roads along with our children, carrying cans till the water lorry arrives. We used to buy water cans. Through Sirasa Gammada initiative, our children and the whole village have clean drinking water now. We now do our day-to-day work without any hassle. Sirasa will be blessed. We don't have words to express our happiness. I wish you all strength to do more and more projects like this in the future.
මහඟු සත්කාරයන් කරන්න ශක්තිය ධෛර්යය ලැබේවා කියලා මම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා.
Another public rally to ensure victory of presidential candidate of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapakse was held in Polonnaruwa today.
Vishwayapura vihidi kiya Podujana jayarave api venuwen api atharama nagena.
The rally was held at the Mannampitiya ground in Polonnaruwa, and Gotabaya Rajapakse received a warm reception from the people of Polonnaruwa.
Gunadampiru abhimandaru Gotabaya name Vedakarana ape viruwa Baubimata pemin savada Ratarakina kenek beram Eobayu minisa
State Minister Vasanta Senanayake also attended the rally in support of Gotabaya Rajapakse.
අපි පසුගියදා
ඔබට දැන් පේනවා මාධ්‍ය ආයතනවල කැමරා ටික හැරෙනවා මේ පැත්තට. DS සේනානායකගේ ආදරණීය මුණුබුරා වෙච්ච අය කවදාවත් එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයට නොයන එක්සත් ජාතික පෙරමුණේ ගරු පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රී වසන්ත සේනානායක ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමා සමග එක්වන මොහොත
While we warmly welcome Vasanta Senanayake, he is supporting us today because of the policies that we have put forward to establish national security and strengthen economic development in the country. The low-income earners and those who do not receive some of the benefits, those with special needs and patients, will be given a bag of goods free of charge. There are approximately 100,000 unskilled jobs in the state sector. We will provide one state sector job to every poor family to uplift them from poverty.
රජයේ රැකියාවක් බැගින් ලබා දෙන්නට අපි ක්‍රියා කරනවායි කියන එක මේ අවස්ථාවේ ඒ සාහන පැකේජය අපි ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා.
Today I am getting married to the SLPP. I did not come alone. I brought with me the entire students front of the United National Party with me. I removed the entire Green Blood Union and brought them here. That's not all. The district leader who was appointed after me. Of course I obtained 40,000 votes more than him. He sent me away from Polonnaruwa as I spoke against the leader. Then they gave that position to Sidney Jayaratne. Today I brought with me his younger brother as well.
Meanwhile, presidential candidate Sajid Premadasa met the people of the northern province today during a series of public rallies which commenced from Manna.
The public rally was held at the Manna public grounds and he received a warm reception from the people of the northern province. Political representatives, activists from civil organizations and a large number of supporters attended the rally.
Vapura, duvili polovet, jivaya patura, minisat paurat, sabendirata rekuna. Ekva idiriyata, yana maga haduna. Ekva idiriyata, yana maga haduna.
Ekiya Sri Lanka vatula.
In a united Sri Lanka, in a sovereign nation, in an undivided united nation, we will distribute the maximum amount of power. There will be no room for terrorism. There will be no murders in the country. There will be no room for drug smuggling. No room for child abuse under my presidency. There will be no room for any type of racism.
He also stressed upon development and his policies.
We are to launch a project to build a road connecting Putlam, Manna and Jaffna. This road will be built in a manner where no harm will be done for the Vilpattu Reserve in an environmentally friendly manner. We will provide the necessary equipment and reliefs for those engaged in the fisheries industry. Not only that, from the coastline of the country up to 200 nautical miles, the ocean belongs to our country. So far, we haven't taken proper use of this. We will implement other industries and uplift the fisheries industry in a way where oceanic resources will not be harmed. We will transform Manna into a development hub. There are areas that come under 5 district secretariats here in Manna. We are to implement a major program centering these 5 district secretariats. An industrial city will be formed in every district secretariat. The youth of the area will receive support like never before. When everyone in Manna on the 16th, with no differences, votes Sajid Premadasa as the president, Manna will be transformed into a development hub. With that, I wish you all the best.
Presidential candidate Sajid Premadasa visited the bishop's house in Manna and obtained blessings from Bishop Right Reverend Emmanuel Fernando. Sajid Premadasa briefed the bishop about his future activities and engaged in a cordial discussion.
Presidential candidate of the SLPP, Gotabaya Rajapakse, attended a public rally in Ratnapura last evening.
Vishwayapura vihidi kiya budu jana jayarave api venuwen api atharam nagena bala porottuwa.
This was the reception Gotabaya Rajapakse received from the locals in Ratnapura.
Soyura asure gunadam piru abhimandaru Gotabaya name Veda karana ape viruwa baubimata pemin savada rata rakina kenek beram e obayu duminisa Veda karana ape viruwa baubimata pemin savada
Leader of the SLPB, Mahinda Rajapakse, also attended the public rally.
යුද්ධයක් අවසන් කරේ හාමුදුරුවනේ රට කඩලා බෙදන්න නෙවෙයි ආපහු රට එකට තියාගන්න
We ended the war to unite this country and not to divide it, to create a country where everyone can live in peace. This is why we were against terrorism. They spread false rumors. For 4 years they slung mud at us. For 4 years they tried to take us to courts. Nowhere in history was there a government like this that took revenge. They speak of Tajuddin's murder when elections come close. They bring out that matter, but then it gets covered again. The matter only surfaces when elections are nearing.
ඒක තාජුදීන්ගේ මරණය එනවා නිකන් කිට්ටු එනකොට එනවා මැතිවරණයක් එනකොට එළියට එනවා ඇවිල්ලා ආපහු යට යනවා ආපහු එළියට එන්නේ තා මැතිවරණයක් කාලෙට
මම මන්ත්‍රීවරයෙක් වෙලා හිටියේ නෑ මම ඇමතිවරයෙක් වෙලා හිටියේ නෑ මට බාර දුන්නු වගකීම් මම ඉටු කළා
I was not a member of parliament. I never served as a minister, but I fulfilled my responsibilities. However, if a minister who does not fulfill his duties claims that he will carry out the duties as the president of this country, I cannot believe this. We speak of the future. Our action plan is future-oriented. However, there are many rumors against me being shared through social media. I do not think the people of this country are foolish to believe this. I also make this very clear. This political culture must be changed. We must take only policy-based decisions. In my view, regardless of your political preferences, you must vote for someone who presents policies that you can agree with. You must be aware that an incident took place last evening. We are very clear with our stance. No matter who commits the crime, they must be punished and the law must be enforced against them. I do not approve such things. When we establish our government, we will establish the rule of law.
සිද්ධ වුණා මම ඒදි කිව්වා කවුරු එයා කරත් නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට ඕනි ඒක තමයි හරි දේ වැරද්දක් සිද්ධ වෙලා තිබෙනවා නම් කාගෙන් හරි ඒ නීතිය ක්‍රියා කරන්නට අය ඉන්නවා එයා නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට ඕනි එවැනි දේවල් මම කිසිසේත් අනුමත කරන්නේ නැtei කියන එකත් මම සඳහන් කළා
Still continuing in news from the trail of the presidential election, presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front Sajith Prema attended a rally in the Wanathamulla Sahasrapura area in Boralla last night.
එකරමුණකින් මේ මිහිතලයේ රටම එකට එක්වනාද දිනයේ සිව්සිය දහසින්
Many supporters, including political representatives and civil activists, attended the rally.
Minisatnkama vapura duvili polovet ජීවය පතුරා මිනිසත් පවුරක් සබැඳිරට රැකුණා එක්ව ඉදිරියට යන මග හැදුනා එක්ව ඉදිරියට යන මග හැදුනා හරින් හර
මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා 20යි 25 වෙනකොට
In 2025, we hope to eradicate poverty in our motherland. We have to focus on garbage management and build houses for the homeless. After the 16th, when we take all the subjects of the housing ministry under one ministry, we will completely solve the housing issue in the Boral area by 2025. There are more than 1 million three-wheeler drivers and we will provide a loan of 300,000 rupees without guarantors, and I have proposed to make it interest-free. A man's greatest duty is to serve mankind. I am contesting this election to provide historical service to the people. I ask you, isn't this a time for a youthful leader? I urge you to give the fullest support and make Sajith Premadasa victorious and pave the path for a glorious era of development where history will be written in gold.
සංවර්ධන යුගයට ඉඩ ලබා දෙන්නේ කියලා ඉල්ලීමක් කරමින්
A rally of the National People's Power Movement was held in Mathura this evening.
නායක ආදරණීය අනුර කුමාර දිසානායක සහෝදරයා ජනාධිපති සහෝදරයා මාතර ජනතාව
The rally was held at the Uyanwatha grounds in Mathura.
අපි දැඩි සහෝදරත්වයෙන් යුතුව අනුර කුමාර දිසානායක සහෝදරයා මාතර වේදිකාවට පිළිගනු ලබනවා.
ජනතාව මැදිහත් වෙලා ආණ්ඩු 15ක් හදලා තියෙනවා.
15 governments have been formed with the involvement of the people. The country has been handed over to the UNP for 37 years. 34 years have been given to the SLFP-led coalition. Our country has gone through every single disaster a country can go through. If you take a look at all the sectors, nothing positive or prosperous has been left for the people. But what did we do? We always build governments with a positive outlook. I don't think the voters who voted for the UNP expected this disaster upon the country. They did not wish for it either. They wished for a better future. Even if the SLFP supporters, when they vote, they hope for a better future. Therefore, nothing was wrong with the supporters. But what have the rulers done after obtaining the votes of those supporters? After coming into power, they governed the country in a manner where it was against the hopes, the aspirations and the needs of the people. Isn't that the reality?
A ceremony to evaluate grassroots politicians associated with the National People's Party was held in Colombo today. This was held with the auspices of presidential candidate of the National People's Party, General Mahesh Senanayake.
Representatives of several youth organizations and representatives of the National People's Party participated in this event.
The minister takes the decision. Any decision which is taken by the minister is implemented by the secretary. The law stops there with the secretary. This is a serious issue. Even after 30 to 40 years, this has not changed. They won't change this because the present political atmosphere does not obey the law. Financial regulations are issued through a circular. This circular can be changed by the finance minister or by the secretary to the Ministry of Finance and then issued. But since 48, no politician has interfered to change this. This is the biggest issue this country has faced. Recently, a critical court verdict was given regarding the sailcloth issue. The secretary was found guilty, but no public announcement was made saying that I instructed to do so. We can make this nation take a giant leap, because if these decisions are taken, fraud and corruption will surely stop. We know there is much controversy surrounding the recently built Lotus Tower, but no action has been taken thus far, and it has been dragged on for years, because they built it on an unsolicited basis. Most of the projects in Sri Lanka are unsolicited. It means that the proper tender procedures are not followed, because most of these bills then contain commissions. Those can't even be traced. I am questioned as to what I would do after the election. This is only one stage. I would like to clearly state I will not give this up. I will not go backwards on the step that I have taken forward. I stood with the people to realize the dreams of the youth of the nation and the public. Until then, I will remain with the people. This is that juncture. We followed a route and now we are at a T-junction. From this T-junction, we should decide whether we are to make a left or a right turn. I further request for your support. Forget about the past and those parties and join this change. If we are to realize your dreams, we should definitely join this change. As I mentioned before, in this team there is no one who is unnecessary.
Meanwhile, specialist Dr. Ranil Jayasena pledged his support to the National People's Party.
You
know, during the past I was engaged in politics with the JVP. Even I had my hopes in the JVP, expecting them to provide the proper solution to the issues the people face. But a proper solution was not provided. and now it has turned into a political crisis. The responsibility should be taken by the JVP, and partly the responsibility falls upon me. I realize the ideal candidate who can in fact provide the proper solution is Mahesh Senanayake of the National People's Party.
Public meeting attended by President
Go against my conscience.
ආර්ථික අර්බුදයක් නිර්මාණය වෙලා හමාරයි. ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ අපිට ඒ ණයවාරිකය ගෙවන්න අපිට ණය ගන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා.
Meanwhile, a meeting was organized in Monaragal today to support the victory of Duminda Nagamo, the presidential candidate of the Frontline Socialist Party.
A large number of people, including party supporters, attended the rally in Monaragal today.
If we are applauding for receiving houses built using our own money, we should applaud when we withdraw cash through ATMs as well, because we are withdrawing money that belongs to us. Do they distribute fertilizer, purchase using their money? No, they are using the public funds. They are using what they have robbed from us. So do not be fooled by their fairy tale statements.
The Himmatagama police have commenced an investigation into an incident where a young girl who was returning home after attending a public rally of the SLPP was abused by young men who attended the same rally. The investigation was launched after a complaint regarding the incident was lodged by the father of the young girl.
The police said that the girl's father had lodged a complaint citing his daughter had not returned home until 11 p.m. after attending the rally with his wife. The father's complaint states that his wife and daughter suffer a mental condition. Investigations have revealed that a young man who was returning on the bus after taking part in the rally had taken the girl out of the bus in a jungle area in Alpitia, Himmatagama. Police said the suspect had sexually abused the girl at this location. Police media spokesperson said a 23-year-old resident of the Himmatagama area has been arrested. The victim and the father provided statements to the Himmatagama police this morning. Police have taken steps to submit the girl before a judicial medical officer to obtain a report. Police were able to find the girl within 1.5 kilometers from her residence. A statement was recorded this morning and investigations are underway. The suspect is an individual who attended the same public rally. He was also returning on the same bus as the victim. The suspect is 23-year-old Sanjeeva Bandara from the same area. We managed to arrest him. Investigations revealed that the victim was abused at 3 locations. The suspect is to be produced before the Mavanella Magistrates Court. Meanwhile, a retired war veteran was injured in an attack in the Udavela area in Meetiyagane, Narammala yesterday. He said that an SLPP member of the Narammala Pradesh Sabha who had arrived in a lorry last evening had assaulted him and fled. The victim is 45-year-old W.M. Karunapala. The victim was injured during a bomb explosion during his service at the Sri Lanka Army. He is currently receiving treatment at the Dambadeniya Base Hospital. Aralagangwila police have arrested the former chairman of the Dimulagala Pradesh Sabha, Jagat Samaravikrama. This was in connection to a death threat being levelled against a monk. The former chairman had threatened the chief prelate of the Sri Surya Deva Raja Mahavihara located in Aralagangwila, Giripura Puladeniya. The Venerable Thera said that he was threatened after he refused to attend a public rally of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna which was held in the area. The suspect was produced before the Dehatakandi Magistrates Court and released on bail. 60 complaints in total related to elections have been lodged at police stations island-wide. There have been 93 incidents of election law violations. 57 suspects have been arrested so far in total. 4 Pradesh Sabha members are among the 57.
News on more crime during this election campaign period now. According to the police, 2 suspects are currently being interrogated over the death of an individual which took place on the 2nd of this month following his participation in a political rally. Our correspondent said the final rites of the deceased took place yesterday.
The victim was a 63-year-old resident of Mudungoda Gampha. He had left his residence around 11:30 am on the 2nd of November to attend a public rally in Ganemulla. The victim, who attended the public rally with a group of villagers, had not returned. Subsequently, the victim's family had lodged a complaint at the police.
State Minister Buddhika Patirana made the following statements at United National Front meeting held in Akurasa yesterday.
මට මේ අහිංසක අකුරස මිනිසුන්ට මේ මගේ ජීවිතේ මේ මගේ දේශපාලනේ මේ මගේ ශක්තිය මේ මගේ අකුරස ආදරණීය ජනතාවට.
We do not ask many things from you. Just let me serve the innocent people of Akurasa. I do not need any titles or positions.
නැතිවෙද්දිත් මං ගිහිල්ලා අල්ලන්නේ නැහැ. මට ඇයි තනතුරු නුදුන්නේ කියලා. මං ගිහිල්ලා පස්සෙන් අඬවට උන්නේ නැහැ තනතුරු වෙනුවෙන්.
When I lost my position back then, I never questioned them as to why I lost it. I will not demand for any positions from you either. My only request is, even if I'm dead, look after the people of Akurasa. For 3.5 years, they were treated unfairly. You must treat them fairly.
Meanwhile, an intellectual forum was held in Colombo today to discuss the policy manifestos presented by the candidates contesting the upcoming presidential election.
The event was attended by Professor Ashumara Singha, members of civil societies and a group of intellectuals. During the event, the policy manifesto presented by the presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajith Prema, was analysed.
When compared with policy manifestos presented during previous elections, one of the most significant features of this manifesto is its simplicity. This manifesto includes several proposals that could be implemented and realized. This manifesto will provide a strong foundation towards economic development. The wealthiest in Japan is the farming community. Every grain of paddy should be purchased by the government. This can be done in our country as well. And there are many proposals to support this. In my view, there are many other proposals that go beyond than just providing fertilizer subsidies or fertilizer for free. Our mechanism is strong. The Jana Savya program was introduced to uplift the poor, but after a certain point, the program intended to move towards development. This manifesto speaks of grain cultivation, paddy cultivation, vegetable and fruit cultivation. These are included in the central bank reports. It's the addition of all this that is then valued as the agricultural output. The manifesto also speaks of the tea, rubber and coconut industries. The manifesto proposes measures to develop alternative means of income generation in estates. Now the farmer must cultivate. He must also package and transport the goods. He must also bring it to the market for sale. Can the farmer do all of this? As of the data for 2018, the agriculture sector only contributed 7% to the GDP. This must be increased, and this manifesto proposes measures to achieve this. The farming community has introduced a charter to increase efficiency. Local industries contribute approximately 26% to GDP. The manifesto proposes to create industrial zones. It also proposes the provision of tax reliefs when equipment is imported. Why is Sajith Prema unique? It is because he speaks of the foundation of this economy. Income flow to the poor communities are either slow or little. 54.5% of national income is enjoyed by the wealthy 20%. The poorest 20% only receive 4.5% of the national income.
මේ ආදායම් ගලා යාමේ ව්‍යාප්ති විෂමතාවය වේගවත් වෙන්න ඕන.
One of the headline-making stories, President Maithripala Sirisena declared open the new building of the Sri Lanka Army headquarters this morning.
Construction activities of the new army headquarters in Akuregoda, Palavatta began on the 11th of March 2011 and was completed at a cost of 53.3 billion rupees. The building, which spans 77 acres, would see the headquarters of the Tri-Forces being located in the same facility. This is incidentally the largest building construction project ever undertaken in Sri Lanka. The event, which took place under the auspices of the President, was attended by the State Minister of Defence, heads of security forces, commanders of the Tri-Forces and the acting IGP. The new building was opened following religious observances representing all faiths. The President engaged in an observation tour and declared open the office of the Army Commander.
Various departments which operate under the purview of the Sri Lanka Army were temporarily based within Colombo and suburbs. While the government incurred a huge expense, the Army faced several challenges when executing their duties. I believe the opening of this headquarters today will help us serve the general public in a more efficient and productive manner. The army headquarters was previously based in Galle Face. The army had to leave this base as they had to provide their land to a hotel complex. As far as I know, the army was compelled to operate many departments in various state-owned and private sector buildings. Since these departments were taken out to other places, the government had to pay more than 42 million rupees as rent on a monthly basis. The Tri-Forces rendered a great service in ensuring all physical resources were utilized properly and without any corruption. I would like to thank and appreciate the Tri-Forces for their commitment. More than 90% of the construction work of the Pipidanu Polonnaruwa project was completed by the Tri-Forces. We were able to complete development activities valued at more than 60 billion rupees in the Polonnaruwa district during a short period of time because of the services of the Tri-Forces. I know for a fact that if I had called for tenders and given these contracts to the private sector, I would not witness the same progress as I have today.
The President also handed over Service Seva Abhimani medals and service medals to the members of the security forces.
Following views were expressed by President Maithripala Sirisena at an event held in Colombo today.
I have to be very careful when I speak during this election period. I am a neutral person. I hope to remain neutral and speak very briefly. If you take a look at the past 30 to 40 years, there are several institutions that would give us a headache in this country. One is the CEB, the other is the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, the next is the Water Board, then there is the Sri Lankan Airlines. There are many more, but I do not have the time to mention all of them. The loss of Sri Lankan Airlines is 149 billion rupees. Page 210 of this book has this. Have a look for yourselves. There is another institution that has become an issue to the CEB. I do not care if they file a case against me. I will only be here for 10 more days. Then they can file a court case against the former president. The PUCSL. They are not allowing the CEB to do anything. The PUCSL is engaged in a business. During the past 2 years, there were attempts to dissolve the PUCSL. The President couldn't do it, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet of Ministers could not do this. They provide light to the whole country during the night. But the CEB is in darkness. The loss as of this year is 89 billion rupees. Irrelevant of who comes to power, these institutions make the country poor.
මේ රටේ දුගීභාවය රටට ඇති කරන ප්‍රධාන ආයතන මේ ආයතන.
In conversation with Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations, Patricia Scotland, a Newsfirst special interview.
Now taking a look at your international roundup for the day.
More than 90 blazes were raging across New South Wales in what the Australian authorities say is an unprecedented number of emergency-level bushfires that has threatened the state. The fire in many drought-affected areas were being exacerbated by gusty winds and up to 35 degrees Celsius heat. There were many reports of people trapped in their homes and in several places with crew cabins unable to reach them due to the strength of the fire. At least 5 people were reportedly killed and 120 others injured when a shallow 5.9 magnitude earthquake struck northwestern Iran earlier today. The United States Geological Survey said the quake struck around 60 kilometers from the town of Hastad in eastern Azerbaijan province. 8 rescue teams were deployed to the areas hit by the quake and several aftershocks have been reported since the earthquake struck. Billionaire businessman Michael Bloomberg is strongly considering entering the race for the US Democratic Party's presidential nomination. The ex-New York City mayor is concerned the current field of candidates is not good enough to beat Donald Trump in the 2020 elections. The 77-year-old is expected to file paperwork this week for the Democratic presidential primary in Alabama. A total of 17 Democrat candidates are vying to take on President Trump. A Hong Kong student has died after falling during protests on Monday, sparking impromptu protests and vigils from pro-democracy activists. Alex Cho fell from a ledge of a car park during a police operation to clear the area on Monday morning. The exact circumstances of his fall are unclear, but reports say he was trying to get away from tear gas. The 22-year-old's death came after another week of political violence in Hong Kong. On Wednesday, a pro-Beijing lawmaker was stabbed in the streets by a person pretending to be a supporter. Brazil's top court has voted to overturn a rule about the jailing of criminals, a change which could lead to ex-president Luiz Ricardo Lula da Silva being freed from custody. The ruling, announced on Thursday, stipulates that convicted criminals could go to prison only after they have exhausted their appeal options. The change could lead to a release of thousands of prisoners, including Lula. The left-winger led Brazil between 2003 and 2010 but was jailed last year. He was favoured to win last year's presidential election but was imprisoned after being implicated in a major corruption investigation.
Some sports news from here at home. Now, a tense situation arose in Parliament yesterday as the bill on prevention of offences relating to sports was not included in the parliamentary agenda. Former President of Sri Lanka Cricket Tilanga Sumathipala expressed the following views regarding yesterday's tense situation.
They cannot even present a bill in Parliament. What can we do? We said we will give our fullest support to the bill. According to our information, there are loan sharks too. We propose to include them as well to the Gazette. So we support it. What has happened is that they are unaware as to how a Gazette should be presented or a bill should be presented. So there is no use of pointing the fingers at each other. First of all, politics in sports should be eradicated. We would like to support stern laws beyond the mentioned ones. They chased away our coach as well as Guru Singha, and Haturu Singha was also chased away with the sports minister's involvement. It was not the cricket board's decision. Today the people can see the impact of the matches. We included young players and nurtured them, but later it was not done accordingly. The current Minister of Sports has only a week, so let him do all sorts of things. But after the 17th, we hope there will be a brighter future, a prosperous country and a new beginning.
The
FIFA Under-17 World Cup is nearing its final stages in the football crazy nation of Brazil. But first, let's take a look at some news from the world of cricket in today's Sports Roundup.
Very easy shot. Indian skipper Rohit Sharma smashed 85 in his 100th T20 International to power the hosts to an 8-wicket series-levelling win over Bangladesh last night. The visitors were restricted to 153 for 6 after being put into bat first. Rohit Sharma put on 118 runs with the opening partner Shikhar Dhawan as the hosts achieved their target of 154 in only 15.4 overs in Rajkot to make the 3-match series 1-all. Sharma is the only Indian cricketer to play a century of T20 internationals and just the second worldwide, with Pakistan's Shoaib Malik having played 111 matches. A whirlwind century by David Marlon in a record-breaking stand with Eoin Morgan saw England crush New Zealand in the 4th T20 by 76 runs in Napier, New Zealand earlier today to level the 5-match series with 1 game remaining. Marlon was unbeaten on 103 at the close of the England innings, with Morgan out in the final over for 91 as England posted an imposing 241 for 3 and then rolled New Zealand for 165 with 19 balls remaining. The overwhelming victory set up a winner-takes-all finale in the 5th and final game in Auckland on Sunday. Substitute Gaetano Oristano's swerving free-kick goal in the 76th minute pushed Italy past Ecuador 1-0 in the round of 16 action yesterday at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Brazil. The Italians' triumph sets up a meeting with hosts Brazil in the quarterfinals on the 11th of November at Estadio Olimpico. Diego Duarte's 86th-minute winner put an exclamation point on a stirring comeback for Paraguay, who vanquished Argentina 3-2 in the round of 16. Struggling 2-0 at half-time, Paraguay scored thrice while shutting out their South American rivals in the second essay. Paraguay will move ahead to the quarterfinals, where they are pitted against the Netherlands on 10th of November in Vitoria.
With that, we wrap up Prime Time News. I'm Bernadine Singha.
And remember, to stay ahead, you need to stay close to News First. For this, just simply log on to our website, that is www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Kumar Singha.
Good night. Take care.